Friend talk, where two or three gather in my name, there am I with them. Matthew 18 and 20. Perhaps you had the experience of reuniting with a long lost friend, a person you were once very close to, but haven't spent time with in a very long time. When you get back together, you pick up conversation right where you left off. It's like you've never been apart, and you keep talking until late into the night. Then, even after you've gone to bed, your brain keeps thinking about the conversation, so sleep evades you. Why is this worth thinking about? Because good communication with good friends is a gift from God. It means there are people in your life who care about you and with whom you share memories. It means that the conversation you have with them is important enough to keep you thinking about it for a long time. Thank God for good friends and ask for help to be a good friend to others yourself. Good communication is as stimulating as black coffee and just as hard to sleep after. Anne Morrow Lindbergh. So let's talk about what we've just read, right? The title of day 2 is Friend Talk, and Carolyn speaks on that, obviously. We just read it, right? But let me relate that and see, you know what, not see. Let me tell you guys how it relates to me because I'm reading this in real time. So this morning on my way to work, I was listening to a podcast called My Voice, My Opinion. Oh no, I'm sorry, My View, My Opinion. And the host goes by the name of Sis. And she spoke on Leslie Jones and Aries Spears and Aries Spears' response to Leslie Jones' interview on Kelly Clarkson. In the interview, Leslie basically spoke about how she's still single and she's this type of woman, that type of woman. And Aries was like, well, that's why you're single, because you're this type of woman, that type of woman, right? Cool. But Sis brought up a good point. And the point she made was it is good to be with someone, you know, companionship is important. I know you're like, well, duh, that's really not a good point, but hear me out. What she said was, imagine you trying to screw in something or fix furniture or whatever, and you need to hold up the other side. It'll be hard to screw in one side and hold up the other side at the same time. It would be good to have help. Then she also used an example like if you're on vacation, cool, solo traveling is great, but what about you traveling with someone, something happens, and they need to contact your emergency contact? I would go on and say, what if the person you travel with was your emergency contact, right? It's good, excuse me, let me slow down. It's good to have camaraderie and companionship. Even the scripture that this page starts out with, when two or three are gathered in my name, I will be in the midst of them. That is also important, right? My best friend came to visit me. She called me. She said, hey, what are you doing on the weekend of XYZ? I'm coming to visit you. My best friend lives out of state. I haven't physically been around her in maybe 2 years. So she came at a pivotal point, whether she even realized it or not, but God used her in that moment to come see me because I began to be so recluse and so caught up with work and just in my own little world that I started to overlook the importance of friendship. Even think about it, Adam in the garden, he had the animals, fruits, everything he needed, but God realized it's not good for man to be alone. Let me create him a companion, right? So not only did Eve double as a romantic companion, but just another person. Yes, Adam had a relationship with God, but God also saw, hey, you need other people around you. So when the scripture says, when two or three are gathered in my name, there I'm with them, that's important as well. So I'm reflecting in real time. So the way how everything has come together lets me know that God is still speaking and he's still working. I will also say, gentlemen, if you're hearing this book is not solely for women, because what I just read has nothing to do with male or female. This is a person thing, right? So This isn't just, oh, if you're a woman with a friend, you know, reflect on being a good homegirl. No, but it does propose a good statement at the end as far as the quote, with the good communication is stimulating is black coffee. If you drink black coffee, typically you're drinking it to feel stimulated, to give you more energy. And good conversation is definitely invigorating, especially when it's, what's the word, encouraging or reflective, or, it just helps you build. You need that with friends, guys. It's very important. You cannot do life by yourself. You can, but how great of a life would that be? It's good to have friendships. So I would ask, just as Carolyn asked, you know, ask God to help you be a better friend. I would go as far as to say, reflect and see how have you been a good friend to those around you. And just also just really hit up your good friends who've been there for you and just thank them for being a friend. Thank you for being a friend. You know what I'm saying? Like, just show love. We're in the Thanksgiving season, right? Yeah. So, again, y'all, thanks for listening. This has been day 2 of God moments for women. But I feel like the fellas can relate to this as well. And also, if you want to purchase this book, it is 95 pages long. I'm only reading 30 of these pages. The link is in my description. And you'll also see the next book that I'm going to read for the next month. So if you want to purchase that book, or even if you have it already, be ready, because I'll be reading that book next month. Yes. So thanks again for tuning in. Drop down in the comments if anything that I said resonated, if anything that I've read resonated, or if you can even add on to it, So engagement is welcomed here. Good conversation is welcome here, and different points of view are definitely welcomed on this channel. I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.